So hello viewers. Today I came with the part 2 of G plus 9 shopping mall design in CAD. As you have seen in the part 1 that I have started the modeling and up to this we have done. In today's video we will create the stair headroom. So for stair headroom usually we provide minimum 2.5 meter height, but in our case we will provide 2.5 meters. So for that case, we will go to front view, select the top part, view selected object, go to top view, we'll select this part, and again we will view selected object and isometric view. Thereafter, I will select the whole thing and I will go to geometry and translational repeat in y direction. Number of steps will be 1 and the height will be 2.5 meters, and I will simply click on link test to add the columns. Then I will click OK. So here the Mumpty room is created, and now you can see that some extra columns are created because of some nodes are here. So I have to remove these two columns. For that I will go to front view and will select these two columns and simply delete it. So at front view I will select these two columns, delete, OK. So those are deleted, but now you can see that some nodes are also here. I have to remove these nodes also. So if I just select these nodes and click on delete, then the beams also be deleted which are connected with this node. So I cannot directly delete the node. So in that case, what I will do, I will go to front view and select all the beams, and we go to isometric view that yes, all the beams are selected here, and we'll go to geometry, and here one option you can find that the merge selected beams. I'll click on there and simply click on this merge option. Now you can see that the nodes are deleted. So if the nodes were still there, so what problem will come? That this internal node will act as internal hinge, but it should not happen because we are designing as fixed beam. Okay, so this stairhead room is created. Now we will go to the lift block headroom. For that I display the whole structure, and again I will go to front view, will select this base, view selected object, will go to top view, again I will select this side only and view selected object, will go to isometric view, and we have to keep in mind that for a lift block headroom there two parts will come, one for machine room and another for roof head. So for that I will provide the machine room at 1.7 meter height. So I will go to geometry and translational repeat in y direction. So here will be two steps. The first one, for machine room it will be 1.7 meter, and the second roof will be 2.5 meters, and I will click on this link space and OK. Now you can see that as the Mumpty room here also some additional columns are created. I have to remove those columns. So I will go to view, front view, will select those columns and delete. And also I have to remove these nodes as well. So I will select those beams and will go to geometry, merge selected beams, merge all the beams. So the model is almost done, and I will go to view display whole structure. But one thing that uh, this is my stair block and this side is my stair half landing. So just I will select this part and view selected object will go to side view. But you can see that the half landing beam would be at midpoint, but it is at similar height of the roof. So I have to move those beams in the midpoint. As you know that my roof to floor height is 3 meters, so I have to move those beams 1.5 meters. So I will select all those beams except the first floor beam because the first floor height is 4 meters, so that change will be different. So I have selected this beam and will simply right click here and will click on this move, and this move will be minus 1.5 and will click on OK. So you can see that the beams are moved in the midpoint and this beam will be moved by 2 meters. Okay. So all the half landing beams are moved. Now I will assign some properties. My whole modeling is done. So for assigning the properties, I will go to property and you can see that the property I have to modify as some concrete dimension and material will be obviously concrete. So this is some advanced version of TEDSO that I have updated. So you can see that here the previous in the previous version what we do that from here we use the define option, but here we cannot find the define option because I have updated it. So for concrete property I will click on this prismatic and will go to rectangle. For column I will provide 0.75 by 0.75. So I will input that and the material will be concrete obviously. Add. Next I will provide the primary beam as depth of 0.6 meter and width of 0.3 meter. Add. For secondary beam I will provide depth as 450 mm and width will be 250 mm. Add. And for the top beam of uh, like a Mumty room and lift block headroom, I will provide the depth as 0.3 meter because their load will be not that much high. So I have created all the four sections and now I will input those. So for that I have click on this 0.75 rectangular section and I will assign those property in the columns. So for that I will go to select and I will select the properties means the sections parallel to Y. So here all the columns are selected and I will assign to the selected beam and here click on assign. Yes. So all the column properties are assigned and now I will provide means assign the primary beam. For that case some modification I will do. I will go to view, front view. I will select from below to this part only, not the top beam, and will view selected object. Again, I will select parallel to X, parallel to Z, view, view selected object. Okay. Uh, okay, it is done. So again, I will go to top view and simply I will select all. At first, I will select the primary beam properties and I will select the secondary beams only right now. Why I am selecting that I will tell, because you think that I selected the property of primary beam and here I am selecting the secondary beam. Why? So I have selected all the secondary beams and now I will change that from select inverse. By clicking the inverse, it will select all the beams which were not selected and will uncheck the beams which were previously selected. And now I will click on assign. And again I will select this inverse. So here all the beams which are to be provided as secondary beam that are selected. And okay, I have to select those again because I have not clicked here. And I will go to view, top view, select the secondary beams. So here all the secondary beams are selected, you can see, and I will assign to the selected beams. Now I will go to display whole structure and front view. I will select the top beams only and selected object, view selected object. I will go to this property and select all the beams here, assign to selected beams, assign yes. Now display whole structure and you can see this 3D rendering view that all the properties are well assigned. Okay. Uh, so properties are assigned, material are also assigned as concrete, geometry is done, specification of secondary beam is done, support we have provided all the base in all the base as fixed support. Now we will go to loading. So in this model, we will provide dead load, life load, roof life load, wind load, and seismic load. So at first we'll provide the dead load. For that case, we will click on this load cases details and click on this add. So my loading type will be dead load and the title will be I am providing as DL. Add. The next one will be live load. The title I am giving as LL. Next, roof live load. I am giving the title as RLL. Next, I will provide wind load. Wind load in X direction and wind load in Z direction. And seismic load that I will assign later. So in dead load, we will provide self weight, member load. Member load means there will be some brick walls or some external load will come on beams that we will assign, and some float load also we will assign. So at first I will click on this dead load, click on add and self weight in y direction factor will be -1. Add, close. Okay, I have added this self weight, but here you can see that here the question mark is there. Why? Because I have added this load, but that is not assigned to the model. So I have to assign it. So I will click here and simply I will assign to view and click on assign. So all the members are assigned with the self weight, and you can see that the question mark is removed and some green dot is here. Now I will provide some member load. The member loads are also calculated in my Excel. So you can see that I have considered some interior wall opening, exterior wall opening, and there are width of the wall, height of wall, everything is written here. And from this I have calculated the load, means the load of interior wall in ground floor is 7.225 meter. Like this I have calculated all the loads. You can see that is this yellow highlighted options are to be assigned. So let's input one by one. For that I will click on dead load, add, that will be member load, and how much it is? 7.225 in negative direction. 7.225. Okay, at first I will add all the node loads here. Thereafter I will assign one by one. 13.6, add. Then 5.1, 9.6, add. Then parapet wall load was 2.5, add. Thereafter 9, 15.9375, I will just add one by one all the loads. Thereafter I have to see where I have to assign which load. And 12, 17, thereafter 4.4, 9.5, 5.5, 4.4, 9.5, and 5.5. All the members load I have inputted here, but those are not assigned. As you can see that question mark is here. So I have to assign one by one all the loads. Uh, uh, Now at first I will assign this ground floor interior wall loads. View, front view, and I will select ground floor beam. Only the ground floor beam. View selected objects will go to top view. I will assign into all the interior beams, but not all, because here it is the stair block and there should be some opening. This is corridor, this should have also opening. There is lift box, here also should have opening. As it is a lift box, it will be provided with the shear wall, so no brick wall load will inputted here. So I will not select all the interior wall here. I will select some of them in this way. So in these beams only, I will assign the 7.225 kilonewton per meter load. Assign to selected beam. Assign. Yes. I have assigned in the interior wall. For exterior wall also, this one will have shear wall and this one is just below the half landing. So here some different load will come. So I will not select this one. I will select this, this whole side, this one, this one, this whole side, and this for the exterior wall. And I will assign to the selected beam. Yes. So I'll go to isometric view that you can see the loads are assigned and yes, these are the loads. Now I will assign the loads in other floors. So for that case, I will select this floor, but you can see that I have not selected the roof level because here only the parapet wall load will come. So I will view selected object, will select only parallel to X, parallel to Z, again view selected object, will go to side view and will not assigned in this beam. So I will remove these beams also. So for that I have selected this, select invert and view selected beams. Again I will go to top view. Here the interior wall load is 5.1 kilonewton per meter, but in all the beams it will not be assigned. Here it will assign in this beams, this beams, this all beams, and this beams. Remaining there will be shear wall. This will be opening. So I will assign this 5.1. Assign to selected beam. Assign. Yes. And for exterior wall also, I will select all the beams except this middle one for lift block and will assign this 9.6. Assign. Yes. And we'll go to isometric view. We see that yes, all the loads are assigned here. And now we'll display the whole structure. View the roof level beams only. Selected object. Top view. Here I will input the parapet wall load. So parapet wall load will also be assigned on these beams only. That is 2.5 kilonewton per meter. Assigned. Yes. And now this 9. Let's see where the 9 is there. Load of stair half landing except the top and the bottom. So let's provide except the top and the bottom. So display whole structure will go to top view, will select this side only, will view selected object, view from side, and except this top one and bottom one, we will select all the beams and will assign this 9. Assign to selected beams, assign yes. And for the top half landing beam, the load will be minus 15.93. We'll assign this one and for the below one, this will be 12.75. So we'll assign this one. In the next 5.25, that 5.25 for the load of exterior wall below the half landing. So in this beam, that load will be assigned, that 5.25. Okay, that is assigned. And now we will assign the shear wall load. For that case, we will go to display whole structure, top view. We'll selected this block only, view selected object. We'll go to isometric view, and here we will select this below. Okay, this below three beams, this one, and this one. This will be assigned for 17 kilonewton per meter. Assign yes. And I will again go to front view. Will select these beams only. View selected object. Will go to top view. Will select this part only. Selected object. Again isometric view. Select parallel to X, parallel to Z. Will input this 12 kilonewton that are the shear wall load. Assign to the selected beam. Assign yes. And some more loads are left as member load. This 4.4 kilonewton per meter, that is for stair headroom. We'll select this part and view selected object. We'll go to isometric view. Again go to top view. We'll select this part only. View selected object. We'll go to front view. We'll select these beams only, and we'll select these beams only, and we'll go to isometric view. That yes, all the beams are selected, and the load will be 4.4 kilonewton per meter. Assign yes. And now we'll go to display whole structure, front view. This lift block only we will check. Go to selected object, isometric view. Again we will go to top view. Only this part we will select. Selected object, isometric view, and front view. For this below part, the load will be 5.5 kilonewton per meter cube. Assign to the selected beams. Assign yes. And again we'll go to front view. We'll select all the top beams, and isometric view 9.5. Assign to the selected beams. Assign. So here all the dead loads are assigned for members. Only the floor loads and the stair loads are left. So in the next video, in part 3, you can see that how we will assign the floor loads and the stair block loads. And for the modeling part, you can visit the part 1, which I have already uploaded in this playlist. So for this, it is done for today. If you are getting any doubt, you can see the videos further. So for today, up to this.